Loved it. It's just everybody just it's weird. People just like to hate stuff. I think personally. But yeah, yeah, there's always movies that for some reason people just hate to hate. Yeah, Daphne and Velma is bottom of the barrel. I'd be the guy that burned Valhalla down by accident. That'd be my luck. Yeah, Scoob isn't bad. He's at the Eye of Agimoto. I I don't mind the recasting, but I miss Matthew Lillard. And I don't mind the recasting, but I do see how some of them felt like Matthew Lillard. They kind of felt slighted because like they're the people that's having to do the voice work for all the lesser projects. Apparently, like the movies and like the direct DVD movies and shows and stuff like that. And when it came time for the big blockbuster, they got recast. And despite them being the ones that carried the franchise thus far, I could see why they're upset. Like it's a terrible situation. There's really no right or wrong answer. What, that it kept Shaggy or gave another voice to Scooby? Is that what you're saying? Would have made the cast feel more welcomed. I think if they'd had like one of the original cast, like Matthew or Frank, that the I think the new cast would have. Yeah, I'm like you. I think they'd have been more welcomed. I think could have kept somebody. Yeah, if you're gonna recast everybody. That was my problem with the cast because I really sympathize with Matthew on that because how come Frank got to come back and everybody else got told to go fuck themselves? If you're gonna go full out, go full out. You know. Yeah. I know the Mystery Incorporated show, but there's a fan series. Okay, that'd be cool. I always like fan series, fan shows, stuff like that. I just wish YouTube wasn't such a pain in the ass and would let more of that stuff happen. Because YouTube used to be really chock full of fan films, fan series, and copyright infringement really hammered that shit into the ground. So I always love seeing a fan series happen because I remember a time where it was more common. So yeah, I'd be happy to check that show out when it comes out if it's not already out. It's kind of weird. This stream will go on YouTube, and I'm ranting about YouTube. Hope to God they never see it because they're going to immediately delete me. They're going to silence the leak before it happens. They're going to silence the revolution before it happens. Yeah, COVID fucked a lot of things up. I had certain plans before COVID. Certain videos that'll never come out. Maybe not, but there's always a chance. COVID really got big. It started late 2019 and it got really bad in 2020. So around that time, yeah, they didn't get too far in production. They did not get too far. I've seen you talk about a lot of stuff on Twitter. And I've seen a lot of things been talked about on Twitter. Gotta be more specific. What is it? Spider-Man Lotus? I know that's been something that's really been talked about. I think that's like one of the main fan projects that really stick out on Twitter is like Spider-Man Lotus. Is that what it is? Because it looks alright. It looks pretty good. Sorry if I seem distracted. I thought I heard something. Alright, I'll be right back, Matt. I'll be right back and get something to drink. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Extended Universe, a fan film franchise of 12 live action Cartoon Network fan films. The extra episode Johnny Bravo Power Goes Dead Nanny Crash Together Dog Funny 6 or Dude, that is sick. Who is making that? I want to see the Billy and Mandy one so bad. I want to see Ben 10 and Billy and Mandy so bad. Billy and Mandy is like one of those like underrated gems. Erin. He didn't just eat me homework. He ate me dad. Severus was a monster. He didn't just eat me homework. He ate me dad. Oh, you're making that. I didn't know that shit. Oh, that's awkward. I didn't know that was you. How's Billy and Mandy and that gonna work? Like, it'd be kind of hard to do Grimm. You're gonna get like a Halloween decoration. Yeah, Spider-Man Lotus looks cool. It's very traditional. I like the actor they chose to play Peter Parker. I remember, like, it kind of broke my following page in Twitter, like, when they released the first image of the spider suit. Everybody was comparing it to all these things, and I'm just like, yeah, it's really cool. It's traditional. The Homecoming suit will always be my favorite. Because it is very classic, very old school. I'd say Lotus is my second favorite. The reason Lotus is not my first is raised webbing, and I'm not a fan of like that logo. Like, it's been in the comics a lot too. Like, it looks like it looks more like a cockroach or a long leg or an ant. It looks a lot like an ant instead of a spider, and it just kind of throws me off. Yeah, Harry Osborn's perfect. He looks just like Harry. Like, the cast is phenomenal. I think JK, I think that's his name. I think he'll do fantastic making it. I know nobody really cared about my opinion on the suits. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought that was fun. Thought it'd be a fun fact. When that first came out, everybody was comparing it to all these things, and I'm just like, it's cool. I'm like, why are we comparing it to actually Hollywood suits? It's not really a comparison there. It's not fair. You can't compare a suit from a fan film to Hollywood production. But for a fan film, dude, that suit is incredible. Like that is like one of the coolest live action spider suits. I just don't like the logo, but I'm very biased against the logo because I don't like it in the comics either. Okay. Dude, it's Spidey Twitter. You're gonna get shit either way. It's Spider-Man fans. You're getting shit either way, man. I've come to realize that. I'll give you my most hated take. I've gotten a lot of shit for it. The Raimi Spider-Man suit is the worst. I put it below the Amazing Spider-Man suit because I hate the silver webbing. I hate the raised webbing. I hate the eyes. I hate the back logo. It's just not for me. Like, I get it. People can like it. And there's people that like raised webbing. Because I get the argument it's better to see the webbing than not. Because, like, the MCU has problems getting the webbing to show when it's not raised. But I don't like it. I don't like raised webbing. I don't like him either. Thank you. Like, Matt, me and you are on a plane of existence together, man. We are brothers in arms in this. Tobey Maguire is an okay Peter Parker, but his Spider-Man's quippy. He's funny. Everybody's like, nah, he's No! He doesn't make... Oh, he made one joke throughout the whole movie. Here you go. Yeah, congratulations. He made one joke. One joke. That does not warrant anything. Spider-Man's a loudmouth. He's talkative. He's quippy. He's funny. He annoys people. He annoys his enemies. He's not depressing. He's not Batman. And the Raimi films get responsibility aspect of Spider-Man right. Yeah, like MCU gets it right somewhat. Like when it comes like to all three live action Spider-Man, Raimi captures responsibility perfectly. Like you see a lot of the responsibility that Tobey had, and the writing's better, and the villains are somewhat written better, certain ones, but Spider-Man is not written well. His moods are not written well, and I like Andrew. Andrew's my second favorite. Tom is my favorite, but it's become such a vanilla answer that I just hardly say it because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's to be expected." No, dude, he's my favorite because I like him the most. He represents both. It's such a weird thing because everybody says this, and I say it. Tobey Maguire, good Peter Parker, bad Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, great Spider-Man, not a good Peter Parker. Tom Holland, good at both. And yeah, I did see where Gavin did tweet about that. Yeah, you can't compare a fan film to a Hollywood film, in either bad or good. There's no comparison. No comparison. I wouldn't even like positive comparisons like to Homecoming or any Spider-Man movie because it's It's Hollywood. Can't really. Now, what's funny is Sam wanted to do that. Sam wanted the moving mask, but it was uncomfortable for William Dafoe to wear because at that time, the mask effects were not. It was like early 2000s, so the effects were not there yet. So I understand why they had to do the Power Ranger mask, but I'm not a fan of it either. See, I never got that. Everybody says he's a whitewash Miles Morales. I read Miles Morales. They're very different to me. Miles is younger. He's not as talkative. He has a lot more legacy to him. And Miles does have certain personality traits that are unique to him. And but I do see why certain people. I'm not dissing you or anything, Matt. I've seen it a lot. I've seen people call him a whitewash Miles Morales. I just personally don't see it as somebody that read Miles Morales and Spider-Man comics. Tom reminds me a little bit more of the Ultimate run, but I think that's why people compare him to Miles because Miles came from the Ultimate comics and Miles was so they're going to be similar. Miles, Peter Parker, Ultimate's Peter Parker, and Ultimate Miles are similar. They're different, but they're similar. So I think that's what's kind of affected people's opinion on it. Is that since those two characters from the same universe, since Tom embodies more of the Ultimate, he has more of that trait. But yeah, I'm not attacking your opinion or anything. I'm just letting you know that I'm not. Yeah, they could have done something. It's a lot better than the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Goblin, though. Now, they got that from the Ultimate Comics. In the Ultimate Comics, Iron Man was Peter's mentor in the Ultimate Comics. That's where the MCU got that. That was from the Ultimate Comics, 100%. Um, you're right and wrong about the solo aspect. Now, there's no right or wrong answer because Spider-Man comics have been around for a long time. There's no definitive version. So, I'll look at. You can probably look this up, but look at Ditko. When Spider-Man first became Spider-Man in his own comic debut, he wanted to join the Fantastic Four to get money because he thought they'd pay him. He thought you get paid to be a part of the Fantastic Four. In his debut comic, he literally tried to be a part of the Fantastic Four. And Spider-Man's been a part of the Avengers numerous times. You know, he's been a member of the Fantastic Four numerous times. He's been a member of the X-Men once. So, it's weird. Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man's my favorite run because that's what I grew up with. Yeah, so there's no right or wrong answer if Peter Parker's a solo or not because it ultimately depended on the writer. That's why I never speak on that subject because like Spider-Man does fly solo a lot, but he has teamed up a lot. He had a TV show, The Amazing Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. His debut comic, he tried to join the Fantastic Four for money, and he was a part of the Fantastic Four twice, and the X-Men once, and Avengers on and off again. Yeah, mainstream. Yeah, it's convoluted. But the thing I kind of learned with like Spider-Man fans is they look at one specific version and use it as the default, and you can't do that. It's just not going to work because that's a character that has evolved and changed so much that it's hard to say what. truly embodies the character and what doesn't. It's hard to say. You just got to look at like what's been mainstays. So like for me, I look at quippiness and shit like that. Oh, the wolves got him. Okay. I'll tell you one thing I hate, though. I'll tell you one thing I hate. I hate when people say Iron Boy Jr. Because that I hate it. That triggers me greatly. I don't know why. Because it's literally not even in the movies. It's not even like that. Like, the movies paint a totally different picture that Peter does not need at Tony. Like, that's what the point of Homecoming was. Yeah, Spectacular was really good. I like the 90s one a lot, too. Sad to admit it, I love the Ultimate Spider-Man show a lot. Like, that is, like, one of my shows I put on whenever I'm editing or something, just for background noise. I love it. But I grew up watching it and Spectacular in the 90s and Amazing Friends, so... Yeah, because I've literally had that argument numerous times on Twitter. I'm like, dude, the whole point of Homecoming was Peter never needed Tony. He beat Vulture in jammies. He lifted a building off of him in jammies because Tony took his suit. The whole point of the movie was he didn't need Tony. That was the whole fucking point of the movie. I'm like, how did you miss this? Yeah, I'm with you, 100%. I'm like, everybody's like, oh, everybody mentions Uncle Ben. I'm like, he's indirectly mentioned a lot. I'm like you. I'm like, I don't need to see him die for the third time to know he exists. I don't need to see the Waynes die to know they exist. We all know what happens. We don't need to see it. I don't care to see it again. But yeah, dude, I'm with you. I hate Iron Boy Jr. because it's literally the opposite of that. But here's what I've really thought about. I think I know why they made him want to be more of an Avenger. Because look at the MCU. It's a very more realistic tone than the comics. And therefore, Peter's a more realistic teenager in the MCU. Now, if it were me, I would fucking beg to be a part of the Avengers if I had powers like Spider-Man. I would beg. I'm like him. So I think that was kind of their reasoning was Peter's a kid. You know, he's like 15 years old, so he's going to want to be a part of the Avengers. And at the end of Homecoming, you know, he declines to be a member of the Avengers because he's not ready. Exactly. The 90s show, they couldn't show it because of the weird censorship at the time. And, Spectacular, yeah, they just didn't feel the need to show it. And Batman the Animated Series and the Batman show that I love is very underrated. You know, they don't need to show it. Like, you will see it in flashbacks, but it's not a mainstay of that show, you know. And it's like that with the movies for me. I feel like it's hard to take honest criticism for MCU Spider-Man because the criticism it gets is stupid. So it's and poor Andrew fans, they're just shit on. Like they're just like Exactly. It's not. It should be a story-driven moment rather than a starting moment. You know what I mean? That's absolutely what it should be. Especially if we've seen it 50 times. We get it. He gets shot. Great power comes great responsibility. We get it. No need to run it by again. But there's one thing I will kind of give MCU Spider-Man over the others. That he feels like smarter. Like he feels like the comic book Peter Parker intelligence-wise. Because if you remember, a little nuanced detail is Andrew invented the web shooters, but he didn't invent the webbing because he got that from Oscorp, and I didn't like that. And Raimi just ignored that altogether. And Toby really never showed, like, the only reason we know Toby was smart was because of his classes that he was top of the class in. That was it. But with Andrew, we see certain displays of intelligence, like when fighting Electro and, Lizard. But with Tom, we kind of see it a little bit more because, he helped hack Tony Stark's tech. He made the web shooters. He made the webbing. I don't hate The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm very in the minority of that. I don't hate it. Spider-Man 3 is the movie I don't like. It's a good meme movie, but it's not a good Spider-Man movie. The only problem I have with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is Goblin. And he's written great, though. Like, he's written better than Raimi's Harry Osborn, because I like the more tragic side of The Amazing Spider-Man, where he's dying and he has to get Peter's blood to live, and it fucks him up. I like that a lot more than just, you killed my dad, now I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you because you killed the dad that never loved me. Like, no, I'd rather have it be, it's more of a survival that he hates Peter. If they didn't fuck up with the design, like, a lot of my criticism for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 would be null and void. That and the cock tease that was the Rhino fight. Cock teasing bastards. See, he sells the Goblin role to me because he has the kind of laugh and the weird voice, the Peter Spider-Man. Like, it's very creepy. And I love his laugh. I think he had the Goblin laugh. But his design and his portrayal of Harry wasn't there. But his portrayal of Goblin was. But I do like the idea behind Harry more in The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, like, they jump from high school to college immediately in the first movie. In my opinion, now this is a matter of taste. I feel like MCU Peter is more relatable when it comes to his money situation, his personality, stuff like that. I feel like he's a little bit more relatable. That's just my opinion. It's a matter of opinion on that. It's a matter of opinion, whoever you find more relatable. But because I really love the scene in Far From Home where he's charging the Iron Spider, and it's just every outlet is plugged into that one charger. And I just love it. Yeah, but it's fine. I don't look too much into it. They could have mentioned him, but it's fine. It's fine. It's kind of like what the MCU is doing. It's fine. I won't look too much into it. Yeah, I'm with you. I prefer him being in high school. Makes him more relatable to me. Now, I do like older Peter Parker. I love Insomniac's version. You know, I like to see older Peter Parker every now and then, but I prefer him in high school. Yeah, absolutely. Like I love the end. I would love like a Disney Plus Spider-Man origin for the MCU with Tom Holland. Like, I'd love that. Yeah, like you get like cool little origin for him. Now here's another kind of hot take. It kind of ties back to like the Iron Boy Jr. thing. A lot of people hate that Peter didn't make his own suit, but look at it realistically. The thing that bugged me with the Amazing Spider-Man and Raimi Spider-Man, no teenager can make that. There's no teenager that can make a suit like that. It's not possible. No teenager is that good at sewing. Nobody. And that's what made the MCU Spider-Man more relatable to me. His Spider-Man suit was literally a hoodie and a sweatsuit with ski goggles or swimming goggles. Like that was what a real Spider-Man would wear. Like no teenager, no 15-year-old is making a suit like Raimi or Andrew. They're gonna make something homemade like Tom's. Exactly. Like there is no way. And it's always like the Raimi fans. Oh, Raimi made his own suit. I'm like, yeah, but it's impossible. I'm like, he wouldn't have made it. I'm like, there. You show me at any point where it was mentioned that Toby had any form of a fucking sewing class. So it would make sense that somebody, a genius, a billionaire, made a suit that looked good. So I was there for it. I'm there for it for Tony making the suit. And I like how in Far From Home they kind of please both sides of the fandom. Like, yeah, okay, he's gonna make it, but he's gonna make it using Tony's tech, so that way it's not unrealistic. But he will make his own suit. And that's fine. I was happy. Yeah, dude. I have always wanted to be in a Spider-Man project. That is like my voice actor go. Is I want to voice a Spider-Man character. I don't care which it is, but one day I want to do it. But it is so freaking daunting because you're immediately going to be hated. But it worked story wise for it to be Tony because it's his mentor, like in the Ultimate Comics. So and Tony needed him for Civil War, so it worked. Story wise, it worked, and it made sense in Far From Home. Because it's Peter kind of moving on from Tony's death and all that shit. So it works story wise, but because it's not in Peter Parker fashion to steal technology, really. Like, he'll steal certain things, like ideas, but like, he'll steal, like, villains' tech to upgrade his own, but, it's not really him to break into Oscorp to upgrade his suit. It'd be kind of weird and off-putting. Dude, that is a high compliment. I would love to play Doc Ock. I'd love it. That was always been my goal as an entertainer, voice actor, whatever. I've always wanted to be a Spider-Man character because that was what I grew up watching and what got me into voice acting was watching, like you, cartoons, especially Spider-Man. I would fanboy so hard though. Like I'd be like the happiest guy on set because I'd just be so happy to be a part of it. I've always said I'd be a fun actor because you could pay me for shit pay and I'd happily do it. Oh, we got a badass over here. Dude, I'd love to be Doc Ock though. That'd be so cool. I'm kind of excited for No Way Home. Have you heard much about No Way Home? Should I kill this guy? I'm just gonna look this what my consequences will be. I try not to cheat too much. Okay. That's fine. I'll do that. Yes. Like a Viking! I didn't get to go to Homecoming because I didn't have money at that time. But I did go to see Far From Home because you're gonna laugh your ass off. You know who my favorite Spider-Man villain is? It is fucking Mysterio. Because he's so goofy. He has a fishbowl for a head and he talks like a hammy stage magician. And I love it. That's why Mysterio is my favorite. I loved Far From Home because of Mysterio. Mysterio is the truth. Dude, that is so cool though that you guys got to see both of them in theaters. So hopefully you'll get to see No Way Home. I'll definitely go see it in theaters because it's gonna have Andrew back, and I gotta see that. I'm more excited for Andrew to be back than Toby. Dude, I love Mysterio. I love it so much. Mysterio is so goofy. But what got me into Mysterio was a video game. Spider-Man Friend or Foe on PS2. I had it, and Mysterio was the final boss, and I always thought he was cool. My second favorite Spider-Man villain is Carnage because he's the reverse Spider-Man. He's a killer. Now, Mysterio can be deadly to other opponents. I'd recommend Old Man Logan. Give that a read. You'll see how deadly Mysterio can be against somebody else. Plus, like a fun versus I've always been given because I will do certain stuff like that. Is Scarecrow versus Mysterio. I got Mysterio winning because Crane has to gas him. Well, the dome protects that, and he has to inject him, but Mysterio can use his illusions at any time, and Crane has to inject him to use his powers. So, Mysterio can be, yeah, but against Spider-Man, Mysterio's a joke. 100%, he's a joke. But against a certain opponents, Mysterio can be deadly. That's what I call him, too. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking on that one, man. I like that. That's so wrong. Yes, I did. I need to make a playlist for all the comic rap battles I've done. I need to do that. I need to make a lot of playlists, but I'm lazy. Um, yeah, I love Mysterio though because your name fits because you surely got to stick up your ass. My favorite Mysterio voice is Spectacular Spider-Man, hands down. That's what I picture. I am Mysterio, here to free you of the corruption plaguing the city. He should sound like a hammy stage magician. I didn't like the 90s Mysterio voice. He sounded like Batman, and that did not fit him at all. I didn't react to it, but I've seen it. Yes, I've seen that. Were you Scarecrow? It wasn't even that he was handsome. It was just the fact he sounded like this. That you look at that man, that is not the voice. You sound a lot like Robert Englund. I like that. Robert Englund's my favorite Scarecrow. Injustice 2 all the way. All the way. And that's what it really reminded me of. I think by the time I did the reaction, it wasn't out. Or I just didn't know about it. Oh, what the hell do you want from me? I like both of y'all's voice for it because Scarecrow for that sounds demonic and spooky, but with you it's very cold and calculating, and I think I like that more. Scarecrow should be a very cold person. Like that's what they should sound, very cold. Honestly, I didn't like John Noble from Arkham Knight though. Oddly, considering I like when Scarecrow sounds cold. So yeah, I actually prefer you over Xander. I always wondered, like, I thought I was losing my mind, like, when I go back and check out some of the older comic book rap battles, and there's, like, weird themes playing over it. I thought I was going crazy until somebody explained to me that, oh, yeah, it's because the person that was in it at this time got blacklisted, so... One of the big ones was Darkseid versus Thanos. It was, like, the one that freaked me out. Yeah, yeah, I feel like you complimented that battle more than Xander because Xander was very upfront and monstrous, and Mysterio was kind of loopy, crazy, trippy. And I felt like somebody that was like your voice, like very cold and calculating, and it worked. It complemented the battle better. it was very. I didn't know what the point with the reissue was at first. Like when I first saw that, I was like, why the hell are they doing that? I was like, oh, maybe they're doing like Infinite Source. It's just, you know, they extended it or fixed something or other. And I was like, okay, why is Scarecrow's voice completely different and everything else is the same? Dude, I will definitely check that out. I love Batman stuff. I love comic book stuff in general, though. What was funny about comic book rap battles? They'll sometimes comment on my stuff, and one of the funniest ones was because I got a dark reference. Um, Captain Marvel versus Wonder Woman. Now there was a, you know, just like your powers, that just like that child, your powers are an accident. Wonder Woman said. Now that's a darker reference than what's actually you think. And I was like, I think they told me I was like the only person that caught that. That was like my favorite comment of theirs. Because they told me, they're like, yeah, we've seen quite a few reactions to these, but you were the only one that got that reference of what it was actually intended to be. Aha! I have the link. I have all the power. I'll happily check that out, though. Riddle me this. Very excited for the Batman because it's been a while since we've had the Riddler. But yeah, I think, was that you that made that reference? Was that the child was an accident? Was that you? It's so hats off because two things. That's a very ballsy reference because of how dark it is behind it. It's a ballsy move, and it's such a little nuanced thing that's kind of been buried in history that not many people know. I was about to say that was a very bold line because that was dark as hell. But I know you and Titanium kind of star in them a lot, or you're a Ghost Rider. Like I've noticed that. I've noticed that. Oh shit! I was supposed to be stealthful, but I failed it as always. Failed in life. Woo! Uh oh. Yeah. Co- Danny DeVito is a good penguin for Tim Burton's world. He's not a good overall penguin. And honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to who my favorite penguin is, it's the Arkham one, Nolan North. But it's the same thing with my favorite Riddler. My favorite Riddler is the Arkham games. Dude, I love that line. Yeah, okay. Hats off to you, yeah. I was wondering who made that because I was like, there's not really too many sexual like references in comic book rap battles. I was like, that is a different writer. Dude, hats off to you. That is a funny ass line. I knew Harley was kind of fucked because like there is so much to make fun of Harley for. There's just so much. And it's true, though. It's true. Here's the thing, like, for me with Harley, is I have trouble sympathizing with her because of that. That line describes why I can't sympathize with her, because it's a bad idea to begin with to fall in love with the fucking Joker. It's a bad idea. There's no version of this that ended well. So, like, it's hard for me to give sympathy to that character that does it to herself. Dude, 11 hours? Holy shit. That was, like, one of the biggest battles, though, wasn't it? Like, that's, like, the one that blew up, because that is... That, funny enough, that battle is my most viewed video of all time. So, thank you. Thanks for the clout, man. I sounded like such a dick saying that. I'm sorry. I was joking. But I was actually being honest. That is my biggest video. That honestly caught me by surprise. I don't mind Harley being a sidekick to Joker. I think it's cool to see Joker having a sidekick. It's different. It's somebody to compliment him. But Harley is definitely a character that's not needed. Now, her abuse surviving does make an interesting story, but it's like I said, it's hard to get the sympathy because there's no version of this that ended well. There's no version that there's no way in hell dating him was going to end well. Yeah, her as a sidekick really works, and her as her own character can work if they keep her as Harley and not fucking Deadpool. Damn you, DC. Oh, I hate it. I'm with you. I hate it. I hate it. I mentioned in that video I hated it too. I hated that. I hated her. I think I gave the win to Junko. If I'm not mistaken, I could be completely wrong. I've mixed up my videos numerous occasions. Okay, that is bugged. I can't get that. That is bugged. That shield's bugged and kind of screwed me. Ah, great. Just jump. Just jump. You lazy. Just jump. But yeah, I think I gave the win to Junko because she called her, these days you've been decreased to the Deadpool of DC, you know?